Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. And after a week off, I'm rejoined by my buddy Chip Chirimbus of the A Play, chipwins.com, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How are you, Chip?
Wonderful on the mend and looking forward to the season, including the rest of the Major League Baseball year with all the trades that came down yesterday. Some of them moving some big time names into key situations. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Ross, it looks like Major League Baseball is taking the power teams to another level, just like the NBA did, and just like college football is doing right now. So it's going to be interesting what happens down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, how do you approach this? I know my personal approach is that I like to let the dust settle a little bit,
Yeah.
especially these teams that have, I mean, you got two teams like the Cubs in Washington who just absolutely cleaned house with all their star players just about.
Yeah.
And we're not done yet. I mean, they're talking also
No.
about Bryant possibly
Right.
being on the move for the Cubs Trey Turner getting traded and Scherzer getting traded by Washington to the LA Dodgers. Again, the like you just alluded to, the rich get richer, right? And the Yankees making some big moves too.
Finally, something you can say positive about a move that Cashman's made. Comes up with two left-handed power hitters, both strikeout artists, but so you have more of the same. The Yankees are going to be just two more power hitters in the lineup, which you can always use, I guess, because they're just not getting anyone on base.
Well, I mean, the thing is too is now you have some left-handed power in the lineup where you really didn't before.
Right,
You
absolutely.
know, and I will say this about Rizzo. I always love Rizzo. I know he's having a down year offensively this year, but his career, if you look at his career numbers, they're pretty good. Joey Gallo, also 25 home runs so far this year on a bad ball club with not a lot of protection around him. How's he going to do now with hitting sandwich between Stanton and Judge and a couple other of those right-handed power hitters for the Yankees? And Chip,
Well, Boone will probably bat that ninth anyway. So
I will say this too: don't Rizzo and both Rizzo and Gallo, for that matter, are outstanding defensive players.
yes, that'll
So
help that team.
yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing I want to ask you. Like I just alluded to, I like to let the dust settle a little bit
Right,
with some
right.
of these trades before I really hammer one of these teams, whether it be a team that gave up a lot or gained a lot.
Right.
What's your perspective on that, if you have any at all?
And I sort of let the line dictate to me how to interpret what's going on. When you see an anomaly out there, something that looks very unusual, I usually look to play, either side depending on where the variance is. But it's tough. I mean, you have to make an adjustment. The odds makers make an adjustment. And what about the people that are playing on these games? The public, the wise guys. What kind of adjustment are they making? I sort of a look and see guy first of all. I like to see what everyone's opinion is and attitude is toward the game, and then come up with a decision.
Yeah, I mean, and again, ironically enough, I mentioned two teams that have cleaned house, Cubs and Washington, and they face each other tonight. And that's a game I can tell you right now, regardless of what the line tells me, I'm staying away because who the hell knows who they're going to have left?
They got a great chance to check out their prospects. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Boy, how the mighty have fallen, right?
Yep, yep.
Both teams National League contenders. Washington, a World Series champ a couple years back. So, in any event, it's Friday, July the 30th, and we're going to give you each a Major League Baseball free pick for today. And I'm going to start with Chipper. Chipper, what do you got for us today?
Well, I'm really wondering if I have some kind of fetish with this Minnesota Twin team. I talked to you about him a number of times, but Jose Barrios, that's Barry Ber, is supposed to get the start tonight. If he gets the start, I like this team. He's won 7 games with this horrid Minnesota team, 7-5, ERA 3.48. And our old friend Wade LeBlanc is going for the Cardinals. And he's still trotting along, 4.58 ERA and 0-2 record on the year. But how about this Minnesota? Here's a team that can hit 7 home runs in one game and lose by a field goal. They get beat 17-14. I mean, that's really something. I mean, they've only won 3 of their last 13 on the road, Ross. So it's hard to back the Twins, other than the fact that they're 4-1 in interleague play. And St. Louis is like 3-7 in interleague play. And listen to this, the Twins have won 8 of the last 10 meetings. Go figure. I don't know. So I'm going to sit here and think that Minnesota, if Berrios is on the mound, I like them tonight. The number is very cheap. I don't quite understand why Minnesota isn't an underdog here. And that's what drew my attention to it. The fact that they weren't an underdog on the road with their horrid record. They're 20 games under 500 virtually.
And what do you have as a line on that, Chipper?
I was seeing it. I think it was like $1.10 either way.
Okay.
I haven't checked it up since I was getting, prepping for us, but
So basically an even game, and you like the Twins over the Cardinals, and
yeah, I'm seeing a lot of action too toward the Cardinals on this one. There's a lot of public energy against the Twins, so I don't mind going face to face or head to head with them. So
yeah,
Berrios is tonight.
Berrios is definitely their lone bright spot
Right.
in terms of pitching this season in a year where the Twins vastly underachieved. And they traded Nelson Cruz last week, which is pretty much a sign they threw the white towel in, and rightfully so. And you know what, Chip? People didn't see the show 2 weeks ago. I want to remind them, Wade LeBlanc. Again, he's the only Major League Baseball pitcher that makes less money than Chip Chirimbus annually. Anyway,
he's been there 16 years now. I think it's either 14 years and 16 teams or 16 years and 14 teams, but he's been around.
Sure. I mean, Yogi Berra caught him back in the anyway.
Milwaukee
at Atlanta, I'm going to look at, Chip. That game goes at 7:20 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be Corbin Burns on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers. And boy, oh boy, if you haven't seen Corbin Burns pitch, you're in for a treat when you do. And for Atlanta, Touki Toussaint, who's pitched very well in 2 starts this year, but again, only 2 starts. And here's the Atlanta Braves coming off a 6-3 win over the New York Mets on Wednesday. They had yesterday off. Why am I mentioning that win? Well, because Atlanta really has had a difficult time trying to string a couple wins together in a row. As a matter of fact, the Braves are 0-7 in their last 7 following a win. On the other hand, the Milwaukee Brewers have won 7 straight on the road. All 7 of those wins, Chip, have come by 3 runs or more, and they've outscored the opposition in that 7-game road winning streak by a combined 63-13. Wow. That's domination. And that 7-game road winning streak is up the road record of 32-18, which is an excellent 640 win percentage. And I mentioned Corbin Burns. This guy is definitely going to be a front runner to win the NL Cy Young Award winner. He's going to be in contention. Let's put it that way. At the very least, his last 5 starts, a 1.08 ERA, an 0.84 WHIP, 7 road starts on the year, a 1.61 ERA, 0.78 WHIP, and struck out 59 while walking only 5 in 7 starts on the road. And the Milwaukee bullpen has been lights out the last 7 games with the 1.87 ERA. So, Chipper, I'm going to lay a little bit of a heavy number here for me. I'm going to take the Milwaukee Brewers minus 138 at Atlanta tonight. And Chipper likes Minnesota minus 110 over St. Louis. Chip, what do you got going on tonight at your website in Major League Baseball, and how maybe run by what the people who might want to jump in early on your NFL and college football packages?
Thank you very much for that. By the way, I think one of the most interesting things you said about that Atlanta game is the fact that they've lost 7 straight times after a win. And that's pretty, that's, I guess you can say they're consistent in their inconsistency, right? I mean, but how else are you going to name it? Listen, we've got my Megabuck play each and every day. I'm the nation's leader with the best bet singled out at Vegas Insider. Chip wins, you can get it through a process of PayPal or even giving me a call. We have preseason football coming up and we're ready to go. So log on to Chip Wins and follow the buy links, and we'll both be happy.
Absolutely. That's chipwins.com. You could find me at rbwins.com. Folks, tonight I got a Major League Baseball 10-star top play total. And for those of you who have been following and subscribing to me this year, you well know that my Major League Baseball top plays have been absolutely lights out this year. 24-11 on the season, and that includes 20-7 over the last 27. So I'm not sure if I'd have more units than Chipper because Vegas Insider won't let me on their site for whatever reason. But anyway, both guys, me and Chip, very good records with our Major League Baseball 10-star top plays, as well as, like I just mentioned, tonight's top play is on a total in that Philadelphia and Pittsburgh game. And my total MLB totals right now 13-7 with my last 20, good for 65%. Folks, until the next time, for Chip Chirimbus, I'm Ross Benjamin. We both like to wish you all the very best of luck and God bless.